recording. So yeah, so everybody has to be ready to rock tomorrow. Jerry, you're in charge of making sure that Rossi knows this. I need Rossi working. And I'll upload this later. I already spoke with Cody. And they had he just got back from big AA convention that he ran, and he went to bed like 2 hours ago. So him and I went over stuff earlier. So let me put this to the side. So when everybody comes in, they're all going to receive this sheet you guys see to the right here that I made that says it's time for playoffs. Cool. So as they arrive, they're going to be receiving this. Now, I forgot to buy more name tags last week. I'm going to buy a huge roll of sticky name tags from Amazon. Does anyone have name tags for tomorrow? If not, we just won't do name tags. We'll just plan for, I'll have them for the conference, so they have them on in the conference. But as they walk in, you're going to give them, they're going to get this sheet as they walk in. It says it's time for playoffs. Says today you're going to be graded and given tips on the 3 most important areas in the business. Phone approach, sharing goals, and asking for recs. Cool. This is the lifeline of our representatives. This is what keeps them going. And so we want to make sure that they are feeling really good and really strong with this. Okay. So how this is going to roll, I'll be doing opening comments. And we're going to be doing swords. All right. So top swords, top reps. So we're going to do top 5 reps that are in attendance. We'll get swords. Or do we want to do top 3? I really like John's feedback here as well. John and Claudia's in and out of PDI. Spencer, do you want to do, I think top 5's good. Top 5's good. We can do that. Do you guys want to have office awards for this to get people excited? Or do we want to save the rest of the swords for the next division meeting and promote it properly? Because I don't think we even promoted it at all. But I wanted to know from you guys, do you want to do swords here and have something to promote to your team, or we're going to get one next time and we could just do like top 2 new offices and top 2 overall new business sales? I need feedback. This is you guys respond to me.
Branches and DMs.
Huh?
Are you wanting to split it between branches and DMs?
I mean, it basically comes out like that. New offices. Well, no, because Jocelyn's a new office. I like new offices and then just overall,
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we wanting to split here? Sorry, I was
so
that
I'm saying, are we good doing either not doing any office awards, or we should do office to get them excited? We'll do top 5 reps, top 2 new office.
I mean,
and
Cody's at 10K this week in new business.
Yeah. So
John's at about 8K or so.
I know where they're at. I'm asking, do
okay,
we
well, yes.
swords? Okay, that's what I was asking. Do we want to keep them for later? Do we want to do them now? We just didn't promote them. We didn't talk about it, but I think there's still value in it. We'll just have to.
I think it's cool for a team to hold one up and take a picture with it.
Cool. So we're gonna do top 2 new business, top 2 new offices, top 5 reps. Cool. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. So I'll have that ready, and you guys got to be quick, know your numbers, so we can run through that quickly. And then so I'll do opening comments and swords. Then we're gonna split the room. I'm gonna have them, and I need somebody, Spence, just to let them know when we're ready. Like, I'll tell them when I get there that at about 10:35, 10:40, I need someone to help us close the room, like part the room, because one part is going to be where I'll be with the more and see if they give us, Spencer, like the tool to open and close to see if that's possible throughout the day. If not, then we'll just leave it open, but I'll have like we'll make a note of like those of you who are on Alliance confirmed that are going to be working with Kathy, you're on this side, everybody else is on this side, right? And so I want to make sure I'm getting extra time with the people that are like, I'm in, for Alliance. So we're in the main group, and so actually I need to add this to the copies, Spencer. I had sent an email that we need copies, but we also need to do more copies of the acquaintance approach and the objections, and also my rec approach, which I'm going to be showing to the guys who are approved for leads. Okay. So this first breakout is actually going to be just with me, was who is approved for leads were going to be in one room so I could teach them and walk through the rec approach because I haven't done that, and then give some tips. But in the other room, what we're going to do is every manager, every single one of you is going to have a group. And so I don't know the exact count of how many people. I put here 4 to 5 with a manager, thinking we would have 60, 70 people there. And there's like 11 or 12 managers. But we'll finalize the exact number tomorrow based on attendance. But you guys are going to have a group of people. Cool. Let's call it 6 to 8 people, but you're going to have a group of people that are together. And what you're going to do is you're going to have them, like put them together, partner. They're going to partner each other. They're going to be grading each other. Okay. So they're going to have their sheet. They're going to give their partner their sheet, whoever's judging them, to grade them on these areas. But they're going to practice. So we let them practice real quick and then actually have them grade them. And you guys are going to walk around and just giving tips to people, as they go through, like listen to one partner, give a tip, go to the next one. And so you're just kind of monitoring the role play of your group. But again, they're partnered in twos, going back and forth, and they're grading each other. And then you can add a grade on the side of what you think if you want to. But here's on the phone approach, what we're grading on is, do they follow the approach 1 to 5, 5 being close to perfect, 1 not at all? Are they friendly? Did they tie into goals? Do they create urgency? Do they firm it up? Right? Those are things we're grading them on. And so once we do that, we're going to come back together by 11:15 to regroup and launch a big phone jam. Cool. So we're going to have a power hour. I need you guys ready to go to drive that phone jam. Claudia, you're going to be working with the online guys. And you're going to be putting them in breakout rooms. You're going to be handling the online side. Cool. While everyone else, all hands on deck with everyone who's in person. And so you'll hop around there and go through that. And then we'll launch the phone jam. Same deal. Claudia, you're going to have that basically separate from us. We won't play the same music. We'll be in the room playing our stuff. And then you're handling
Because I'm cooler.
phone jam online. Then at 12:30, Spencer will come up, and this is one of our only, and Naomi's going to give some tips on recommendations before we do the small groups. But Spencer's going to give a talk on handling objections like a pro, and he's going to walk through the objection cycle, and he's going to show how you utilize this in everything, right? Like whether it's phones, recs, closing, but just understanding the psychology of the objection cycle and how to do that as you're asking for what you want. Then by 1 p.m., we're going to split back into groups, and we're going to be doing goals mastery. Okay. So each manager is going to have a group, veteran, one of you guys or a veteran rep should share their goals with their slides so they can see it. Okay. And so so this is really important. Listen up. If they have their slideshow done, they will be partnered with each other to do it and get graded. Got it? If they don't have their slideshow done, what are we doing? Having them work on their slideshow for the next 15, 20 minutes. Cool. We want everyone to have a slideshow before they leave tomorrow and know how to utilize it and hear the tips and what's happening. Everyone good? Very important. So I have like an hour. It'll just be like 45 minutes because I want Rex to have a little bit more time. But Naomi can also give the tips probably in 15, 20 minutes, and we can dive into the goal is like active learning, right? And implementation of the knowledge that they've been gaining, really feeling confident in the execution of it and executing it at a high level. And that's what we're going to be helping them with. Cool. And so we want them to do their slideshow. And so this right here on sharing goals, you guys see here, I'm like, 1 is a no, 5 is a hell yes. But you're just like, did they have a slide deck made to share goals? Great. Did it move you? Like, were you impressed or inspired? Did they have good energy or excitement? Do you want to be a part of their journey? Did they plant seeds for sponsorship? Cool. And so these are things we want to make sure that they're paying attention to and that they're really mastering. Then we'll come back together. Naomi's going to give tips on recommendations. I have a handout, and Naomi, we can use that handout, and you can just tell them the bottom, like, we can just make that one adjustment because we don't have a rec binder anymore. Now we have an app. And so 2 of the 3 things were still the same, just not the binder, but the other ones. So we could still use it. I brought the handouts in case we just want to give them out and walk through it. That way they have the stuff that's written on it for the other points. And then we're going to break up into groups again. And so you guys have your people, just keep your same people and keep working with them. Unless you guys want to change. I think just that's your crew, you know, for the meeting that you're working with. Doesn't matter whose offices they're from. If you want it to be your office, that's fine. So let me get feedback on that. Do you guys want it to be? I like them all like mixed up and learning with each other. But if you want your own people, that's fine.
I like being mixed up so they can get to meet new people and also get to learn from other managers. Like we train them, you know, so it's like.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Cool. Done. So we'll keep it mixed up. And then after we do so recommendations, again, that is like everybody matched up and they're grading each other. Did they follow the approach? Did they have upbeat energy? Did they explain the sponsorship? Did they show proof, right? And examples of like, oh, when you give 30 like this person, you know, you become a 3-time sponsor. If you give me 80 like this person, you have 8. That's what it means. Okay. The show proof and examples. And then do they help the customer get to the next level, right? Do they say, oh, you're only 3 away? Like when they're role playing, whatever number the person gives them, are they saying, oh, Miss Susie, thank you so much. You're only 7 away from becoming a double sponsor because they gave them 13 or whatever it is. Okay. So I want to pause and find out from this sheet here on the right, are there any questions as to what that is or what I'm looking for you to do or go through with them? Because you guys are helping prepare these people to rock these 2 weeks. So I want to know any questions of like anything you're not sure about, anything additional clarity, anything there.
No, they just put their name on it and then the other person grades them on
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, they're going to hand it to whoever grades them. And by the way, definitely each role play, have them mix up. Even though you have the same group, have them be with someone else to grade them. Okay. So mix your group up. Do not have them be with the same partner each time. That I don't want. Okay. So other questions?
I mean, it seems pretty self-explanatory.
All right. Everybody good? Just want to make sure everybody's good. Then we'll come back together. Jacob. So now everyone has to work this at 3 o'clock for us to like maximize. Jacob is going to give a talk on the conference on SC1. Then we're going to pass out sheets. Thank you, Jocelyn, for making that like a sign up sheet. We're going to pass them out to everybody. I need your guys' help and I need your energy going, oh, sign up. Let's go. Let's go. Because we're going to do a 60-second countdown to get your sign up in. Even if you've already signed up, fill it out the same. If they already did with their credit card, just be like already signed up with credit card. That's fine. And then turn it in. And then I'm going to draw a person and we're going to do a free conference. Cool. I need your guys' help to like, come on, like build urgency, get them excited, get everyone signing up and collect all the papers for the drawing. We create a lot of these signups. And then once we collect them all, I need you guys to grab them. I need someone to help volunteer and just like split them up by office or a couple of like just splitting them up. You guys can do that in the back room or right outside, but divvy them up and then give them to the manager. Hey, Jocelyn, here are yours. Brooke, here are yours. Kathy, here are yours. And then you guys need to go into Vector Connect and sign everybody up before Wednesday. Cool. Whether you do it tomorrow night, Tuesday or Wednesday, you need to make sure that you sign them up. Okay. And then you should have something in your office that there's a sign up with the amount of seats and you want to update that so that you guys can promote that at team meeting. There's only 12 spots left or whatever for our office. So this is the number you guys can promote for each of your offices. All new offices, 10 seats. Cool. That's what you're promoting. 10 spots. We have 10 spots allotted to our office. Now, by the way, obviously you can bring more, right? When you guys get to 10, you're like, hey, let's go. Let's do the right things. Let's kick butt because I want it to be, when I ask Kathy for more seats or more spaces, I want it to be a no-brainer. And I want to be like, all these guys hit their promotion or all these guys are kicking butt. Like we have to bring them, right? And I want to have to give her a good excuse to have to get a bigger room or whatever, right? So new offices should be promoting 10. Veteran offices, you pick your number. Is it 15, 20, 30? I'm promoting 30. Now I'm thinking I want to promote 50, but I'm like, but I'm still going to say we have a guaranteed 30 spots. And guys, let's keep working hard. Make it a reason that I have to get a bigger room. Let's create a reason for us having to like find a bigger hotel. But as of right now, that's what we have available. And let's make sure that we secure your spot, right? So just excitement for that. And then, like I said, the wrap up will be Mike Lanzetta. He will be there in person tomorrow, and he is excited to bring it. You guys bring your people, get them excited. So a couple things that you guys want to have for tomorrow's meeting. You guys need to all have a sign up for the workshop for Tuesday morning, right? Like get as many people to Tuesday morning. Can everybody be on Tuesday morning? Francisco Herrera will be running Tuesday morning to kick off the push. Okay. So everybody wants to have a sign up. Number 2, you want to have a PC, like your PC openings for this week, have them all on a paper, put that together tonight. So it's ready. What spots do you have? You can meet with people tomorrow night, Tuesday, Wednesday, like whatever openings you have to get at least 30 minutes with each person that you can individually. So you want to have that. Spencer, I need that made for us in person. Claudia, I need that made for the virtual people. Cool. And so just can we get a one-on-one? Tuesday, we will not do the SLDM. Let's make that a huge PC day. Cool. Like let's get with our people. Let's figure out if your schedule, you have to do group PCs, great. Do 2 or 3 at a time. We have to, out of sheer numbers, we're going to have to do 2 or 3 at a time, pilot office. So, and John as well. John should be doing 2 or 3 at a time. Likes with likes, right? Like get similar people with similar goals who have similar, like together. Very important that we do that. All right. And so make sure you have that so that you can pass that around. So, Tuesday morning, getting that. And we're going to promote, phone jam, obviously, Monday night. Is anyone for sure going to be online that you're like, I will lead a phone jam? Like my guys are going to be phoning on Monday night that can help lead a phone jam from 6 to 8 or whatever time you want, like a 2 or 3 hour period in the evening that you're like, I'll be online from 7 to 9 p.m. and people can jump on and make calls with me or with my guys. Is there anyone that's available tomorrow night to drive a jam? I won't be able to, but I would really love to have a phone jam for anyone who's not on demos tomorrow night to make sure the week is getting loaded up. Jocelyn.
Yeah, I got it, Kathy.
Okay, what time can we promote? So you want to
let's do 6 to 8.
Okay. Will you be home by then? You're gonna leave right after and you'll get home by then?
That I should be home by then, yeah. It's over at 4, right?
It is. Well, Michael and Zetta's wrapping up. 4:30, 5. There's traffic. Let's do 6:30 to 8:30. Is that cool?
Okay.
Just make sure you get home. All right,
Yeah.
awesome. Everyone promote that. Cool. If people are not on demos, let's just use this Zoom drop because everybody has it. We'll just say jump on the pilot Zoom. We're gonna have a phone jam to so I'll introduce you tomorrow as well. And you could say after the phone jam before Spencer speaks, hey, by the way, anyone who didn't get, if you're not fully booked through Thursday, join me tonight on the Zoom from 6:30 to 8:30. We're gonna be phoning, loading up, making sure that we are set up for success. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Joclyn. And I all of you should jump on if you get and make calls as well. Next thing, branches, new offices, or actually, Spencer, Kat, Claudia, John, am I missing anything else for tomorrow that we need to walk through? Because then I have a couple things in terms of setup for the next 2 weeks and making sure we have momentum building the right way. Okay, cool. So,
I was just gonna say tomorrow, like mingling, making sure we're all managers are talking to people, not their own people only, but just in general, not managers should not be talking to other managers tomorrow. Really making sure you're connecting with other people. Here's one thing to remember is that you guys have more impact on other people's people than they typically do themselves. Right? So if they feel that they can approach any manager, have a conversation with them, feel part of the team and connected, this whole division is going to have a different experience for their offices at home. So just remember, we're all here to help each other. The more we do that together, the stronger foundation we lead, and the more connections, the more people you're going to have connecting and holding this vision and building. So just remember, talk to more people. Don't stand back and talk to each other. That has it's a massive difference in offices and divisions when that's executed.
Awesome.
And dress code is just as important for Zoom as it is for the meeting in person. And so just making sure your people are set up the right way if they're joining virtually. You know, not laying in bed, not like, you know, on a smoke break, mid-meeting, like, yeah. So just setting the expectations, even if you think they understand that, it doesn't hurt to say it, because not, you know, a couple times out of 10, there's going to be, you know, one or a few that slip through.
Yeah. What is going on? Sorry.
And whoever sends me a Starbucks gift card, I will go crazy on Zoom tomorrow for you. I'll get your people booking. You think Alliance phone jams were?
Okay, real quick. So branches, really, by the way, this is not just branches. This could be any manager. Because I did this as a new DM, and I did this from 2003 till probably 2007. And then I was just way too busy because my team was 120 people in 2008. But I was telling Kaden earlier, can your field trainings, all right, can your field trainings be PCs, all right? Like, okay, sorry, can your PCs be field trainings, all right, is what I meant to say. How many, like, can you do DRAC 2 or 3 demos on Tuesday and those be major PCs? And what you do is you have to leave 30 minutes after for debriefing with your people. But let's say you're like, I'm going to book a 12 o'clock demo, and then get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shit. McCall had 30, 40, 50 people field training at one time, right? You can put them like on your phone. If you're on Zoom with the customer, you can put them on phone on a different Zoom and have them all watching. You can have them in there, or you can be with your customer on the phone and they're all on Zoom, you know, like listening to you and watching you do the presentation while you're over the phone with your customer, like however you want to do it. But like, let's get creative. But if you, awesome. Thanks, Naomi. So you said, put them on Google Meet, and then you can share your screen. Beautiful. But take like, so let's say you do 2 demos on a Tuesday. Like if I'm you, branches, I would have 1 demo during the day when my PC spots are, and have multiple people field train with me and afterwards debrief with them. And then I would have a demo later on at night, like at 8:30 p.m. and have people field train with you, you know, because I was telling Kate, I'm like, you know, you can sit and work with people on their skills and tell them what to do and go through whatever. Like that's great, but it's even more powerful when they watch you do it and they like emulate that. And so not only are you teaching them at an even stronger level when they're watching you, but also at the same time, you're making money and you're building your momentum for July. Y'all do not forget, you are literally weeks away from making straight 50% commission. Okay. And so what are you doing to build your base? What are you doing to build your people? And so by you guys field training your people as a newer manager, and again, even me as a DM, my first 5 years, this was a big part of my business, is like I did 3 to 5 demos a week. And those were PC times, you know, and I would take people with me field training and I would debrief with them after, right? And then during team meeting, during phone jams, every time someone takes a break, and this is something that in the office, like Claudia, or they're online, Spencer at the office, like I want to bring back. And I'm just like, as I'm working, I'm like bringing back so much stuff that we used to do that really elevates business. And that is, you know, they're like stuff, and it's like, okay, hey, close me. Hey, ask me for Rex. Hey, whatever. Are we spot checking our people anytime we can, right? But take them field training, give them tips, and make yourself some more money, get yourself some more Rex, build yourself some more momentum into July. My goal is that every one of you branches is going after a $20,000 to $30,000 SC2 push. What are you doing over the next 5 weeks to build your momentum and build your base so that when SC2 comes, you guys can lead the freaking charge like Brandon Wathall did his years as a branch manager. Every time went out 30K, 20K push, 30K push, you know, going through. Guys, you make straight 50 during that. That's sick. You can make 10 or 15 G's in a 2-week period. Are you preparing yourself for that to really lead the charge on that. Okay. That's ridiculous. So want to make sure that you guys are thinking about that now, not when July hits to start building momentum. Cool. So field train your people as your PCs, meet with people in the morning, during your Sunday call day, during team meeting, during Thursday night phone jam. That's when you can spot check people really quick. Hey, close my car. Okay, cool. Great job. You're looking better. All right, keep up the phone jam, and just randomly spot checking people because we want to make sure they have skills mastery. Cool. Tuesday morning, Francisco is going to be bringing it with closing massive orders. And he's going to, so that's why I didn't do any sales stuff tomorrow. I just want to really pound the foundations that they need to have to excel here, right? If they know how to share goals, if they know how to rock their recs, if they're good on the phone, they're going to have a good, we can get them good at sales, and they're going to get a lot of coaching in the mornings on that. And Tuesday morning, first thing, you want all your people on. Francisco is going to bring it with psychology and closing big orders, and he's going to walk through tips. So Claudia, I'd love for you to, if you can get 15 minutes with Francisco to review what he's going over tomorrow and make sure it's not too high level, make sure it's really, it's going to really hit home with all these new reps, because sometimes he can, forget that he's teaching new reps. That's really important. But we'll bring it there. And then there was one more thing that I had through the momentum, and I didn't write it down, so of course I forgot. Oh, sign up. So we're getting signups tomorrow, but again, we've got to drive signups. Our goal is to have 150 signups for this event. We have to have 120 to break even. Okay. So every single manager, you're all getting signed up. Some of you have already been signed up by me, but you're getting signed up. If you have 10 or more reps attending, like the paid reps, then you go free. Cool. So 10 reps gets you free. If not, you do also pay. You do also get the product, guys. You also can get sponsored, or you keep the red table knives that you're going to get. But I would be working hard to get signups and get your 10 plus so that you have yours for free. All right. And if we have all new offices really focus on that, we can get there. That's going to be big. All right. Last stuff, just so you guys know, at SC1, Wednesday, the 28th, we are officially, if you didn't see, at the NASA Space Center, Hilton Clear Lake on the water. So the event will be there from 12 to 6, Spencer, and everyone. 12 to 6 will be SC1. There is an additional bonus. And I might have to change it on the calendar if it's not there, but I want to make sure we have a 12 to 6 because I want to have a lot of time for roundtables. Cool. And making sure that they're really getting a lot out of that. And then we're going to have a parent hopefully come and guest speak. I'm talking to Ricky's dad and a couple to have a guest speaker from a parent's perspective. And then I'm going to have Mary Lou, who worked with me for over a decade. Mary Lou's going to be in town, and she's going to be giving a vector opportunity message. And then we'll have other talks and stuff. It's going to be a freaking great event. So I can't wait for the parents' perspective and just someone who did it and now their kids doing it will be awesome. They can at 10 a.m. prior, they can get invited. You guys want your people 5K. Cool. 5K is the focus. If they're over 5K in career sales, they will be invited to Dante's special breakout at 10 a.m. And that will be a combo by him and I. He's going to be doing stuff on skill set. And then I'm going to give 10, 15 minutes on future opportunity and give the application to everybody that they can start filling out in order to get an interview with me right away. Cool. So just so you guys know, that'll be happening. So how many of your people are you going to be able to get by June 28th to over 5,000 in personal sales? And guys, it can happen so quick. You guys got to shift your mindset. Like we've been having so many people hitting 5K just in their first weekend, all around the Texas divisions, all around the country. And so we really need to shift what we're thinking, what's possible, to really help people take it to the top. All right. Every single one of you guys, I feel right now can be selling more if we really shifted mindset in terms of like, what are the expectations? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Are you sharing the success stories from throughout, the division? And just to show you guys real quick, but this is stuff you guys can share, like we have, so Zach, nice, just had his first promotion. Jonathan from the training class, who's at 1,800, Kimmy, who's at almost 1,900, Megan, who's at 5,288, Noah's at 1,722, Thane's at 2,786, Eric's at 2951, Ethan's at 2186, Landon's at 2482, Tony's at 1380. This is all training class. Okay. Now I have this split up and I just want to show you guys, it's just an extra tip in terms of driving sales. Like, do you know, like the gunners are the people who said, you have permission to push me. Cool. So I know, like, I'm like, wake up, you got to be here. You got to be at 8 a.m. Let's go. You said 8 a.m. I can do that with that group because they said, yes, push me. Right. You never want to be pushing someone who doesn't want to work that much because you're going to lose them. Everyone with me? All right. Then I have the people that I know could do really well, which is this group, which I'm really sad I haven't heard from Tyler. I was like really excited about Tyler. And Leslie.
Tyler called in yesterday, but
Okay.
never.
So we got to keep confirming everyone for tomorrow. But anyway, this is a group that I know could all hit their first promotion first weekend. And by the way, everybody that did demos. Leslie had to go to the hospital, had something going on with family. Jay's almost there. He just didn't have enough demos this weekend. And so we'll see if he'll get there by tomorrow night. And then Tyler, I don't know what's happening with him, but if they all were, I know they could all hit their first promo or more, right? 1, 2, or 3 promotions in their first weekend. And so are you thinking like that? My manager taught me when I started, you need every training class. If you want 1,000 productivity first weekend, you need to, who is your person, 1, 2, or 3 people, right? That you're driving to get to 6K or more their first weekend. You need to have a person that you're like, this is my person I'm targeting. And for me, honestly, that was more Ethan I thought was going to be doing that. But it ended up being Megan, which is cool. But just like, do you have some people that you're like, I know that they could really take it higher? And you have a plan with them to help them get to 6K plus their first weekend. All right, this starts with your thinking bigger.
I was literally about to say that because you're gonna believe in it more than they do. Like Megan, she's like, I like her first. If she wouldn't have had that Siggy with steak on her first night, because she was like, I just can't. Like, she's like, they've said no. Like, she was freaking out, and then showed her what was possible. Also, guys, for your first weekend, are you taking advantage of those Silver Cup specials? Like, I know we have our own deals and stuff we do for them, but I've closed 2 Siggies, Siggy with steaks with the Silver Cup specials, and 2 homemakers with that special, because they can actually see it. The customer can see the flyer. Hey, boss man, what's going on?
Oh, we need to send those, put those in the group me again, Claudia. I haven't even seen those in a
I
minute.
did. They're in the details of the DM group.
Like in the group me or in our text? Okay.
I'll send you right now.
Yeah, just make sure it's in group me, so everybody has it. So one for you guys, like, what's your expectation? Are you like, oh, I hope my reps get a sale? Are you kidding me? Like, your ass should be getting them in front of MAC customers. If they're seeing 5 or more
I'm
MAC,
literally sending that special right now.
if
Correct.
you have 5 or more MAC customers, like, guys, they should be hitting their first promotion. Now, we don't want to promote that. We're promoting 7 to 10, right? 7 or more demos with max to hit their first promotion. But realistically, 5 demos, 60% is 3 sales. Guys, the average order is $450 across the nation. Look at it. Even if it's $400, that's $1,200 in sales. Do you expect them to sell more? You know, I'm like, why the heck are they not selling? It's a lack of confidence, a lack of belief that they have. And then do you have the belief of what your people can actually do? So again, back to what I was saying, my manager said, can you target 1 to 3 people that are your 6K plus gunners, right? That like are booking up 15, 20, 25 appointments for their first weekend and giving themselves a shot at that. Number 2, are you, then the next group is who are, you know, do you have another 1 to 3 people that you're getting to 3,000 or more, you know? And so that's going to take 15 plus appointments. So again, the gunner is a person who's like, they'll book 20, 25 appointments their first weekend. So that's what I'm saying, looking for that 6K plus. And I'm not saying a lower end kid. I'm talking about a kid with 100 MAC customers who's down to go out and do 20, 25 appointments their first weekend. Are you creating that desire and excitement for them to be able to do that? And by the way, you guys can use 11 a.m. on Tuesday for PCs. Okay, we're kind of doing our staff meeting right now. I just kept going, so sorry and thank you, to make sure that we're set up ready to go, because we got a lot of people to meet with, and I want to make sure we're doing that. But are you, what was I just saying, Jocelyn? I got ADD with myself. I'm losing my train of thought.
Believe when ourselves.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, okay. The groups. So again, if you want to write this down, are you targeting 1 to 3 people for 6K? That means 20, 25 plus appointments between Friday night and Monday night. Cool. And there's room for like 30 something, by the way. If they do 4 Friday, there's 9 or more Saturday, 9 or more Sunday. There's 4 or more on Monday, or 5 or more on Monday. So it's 27, whatever, 25 to 30 openings, because I think it's 11 per day. But then obviously they're going to block off stuff. But the guys who are open, willing, and have a ton of max, are you actually talking to them about like, how cool would it be to break the first weekend record? We had 5 people last week in Texas hit $10,000 their first weekend on the job. You know, we had over a dozen people hit 3 promotions and make over $1,000 in their first 2 or 3 days on the job. How cool would it be to do that? Are you having that conversation with the right kids who have those MAC customers? Okay. And I'm going to have Claudia share in a second what she's doing on Wednesday night after orientation to help people grow that list. Okay. And her follow-up process. And I'm also going to share something that I did there. Okay. But are you having that conversation? Like, Jerry, how cool would it, dude, you're open and you have 100 max. How cool would it be to go out and make $1,000 your first weekend or more and say you hit 3 promotions with a $250 million company your first weekend? How cool would that be? Y'all, you plant that seed. Everyone just heard me. They don't think about that. You're the one that brought that up. And they're like, oh, that would be cool. I'm like, all right, dude, let's go. Let's be like, next step is we got to get you booked. Be like, that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest part of the job. I always tell them this. I go, it's like you're going uphill, right? It's like you're like, like getting the numbers, getting the first demos. You're like, that's the hardest part. You're going uphill. And then once we get over that hump, oh man, it starts rolling and it's super exciting. All right. And so just know that we're in the tougher part right now, and that's okay. Like, let's just get you over that hump, right? And so you have to make that known, because then they think like, oh, they're making this sound so easy, and it's not so easy. Does that make sense to everybody? And so you have to set that expectation of like, yeah, we're going to go after booking 20, 25 demos or more, but let me tell you, it's not easy. You're going uphill. All right. It's going to feel brutal at times, because you're going to make 100, 150 plus calls to get those demos booked up. All right. And there is nothing sexy about making 100, 150, except for your paycheck. I'm like, the end result is very sexy, but the act, not so fun. All right. And so it's okay to say that, right? Like, it's real. They know it. And so when it doesn't feel good, they're like, oh, Jocelyn said this wouldn't feel sexy. This wouldn't be the exciting part, but my paycheck will be, right? And then when I say, are you targeting 2 or 3 people for 3K plus? What does that mean? 15 plus demos. All right. So again, put it to the demos. Do you have people that can go for 15 or more MAC demos? Are you making a plan with them and getting a commitment to help them get to 15 plus demos by Monday night? All right. Very important that we're doing that. And then first promo, 7 to 10, you know, like they've got to have 7 to 10 MAC customers on their schedule to hit their first promo. So how many people do you have? My goal is that everyone hits their first promotion first weekend, that everyone has 7 to 10 max, but we do have some exceptions of people who have a smaller MAC list. So what are we doing to help them build that? Which I'm going to have Claudia share that here in a second, because this is humongous. Okay. So before I have Claudia share, in orientation, all right, I want you guys to, I always used to do this. I forgot about it. We brought it back. It makes a big difference. Can you guys shoot out a contest? Say, hey, mission 100, you know, like mission 100 for this weekend is how soon can you get to 100 plus names and numbers? But guys, we always have people that come back to day 1 of training with 100 plus ready to go. They put in the work tonight. They grab mom's cell phone. They go on Facebook. They grab church directories, school directories, whatever they can get their hands on, and they get their MAC list together. And they spend an hour or 2 on it. And again, not sexy to sit down for an hour or 2 collecting phone numbers, but oh man, is that paycheck sexy? Be like, this one earned $2,000, this one earned $1,300 first weekend, this one did this. But do you think that they were upset that they spent the time getting set up? Absolutely not, right? And so sharing that, and then here's what I give a contest. Anyone who has 100 MAC phone numbers by tomorrow will get a free piece of Cutco. Cool. And I gave them the trimmer. You guys can buy trimmers for $10. Is it worth you spending $10 on somebody who got 100 MAC customers? Yes or no? I think you can all answer that very easily. So we're throwing that on orientation night as like anyone who comes back tomorrow with 100 plus numbers gets a free knife. Cool. So we're doing that. Then Then after orientation, there's the follow-up. And so Claudia will share that in a second. Then on day 1 of training, when they give you their goals, are you putting them in Web PDI? Do you know what you're driving them to? When I talked to Megan, I'm like, nice, you got your 3 for Friday, good job. I'm like, we still need 2 more for Saturday. And then she got another one. Okay, we got 3 out of 4, but we're just driving them to their goals. She got her 2 for today, great job. She still needs 1 more for tomorrow. Do you know exactly where your people are? And so that's something that, you know, I've been very adamant about these last 2 weeks. I'm always like, I always talk about this. Claudia's heard me talk about this forever, but it makes a difference for me when I know their goals, when we know exactly what they want. It is so much easier to drive them to success because again, it's goals that they set. Okay. And you're like, hey, we got to do some work here, Kimmy. I know you wanted to get this. And so you can really see who's where they need to be. And so we can help them get there. So making sure on you know, first day of training at the end that you put their goals in there. And then are you guys actually doing Scott Dennis first night PDI? Are you following up? Do you have a time when they leave the office for them to check back in? Are you telling them, hey, we're going to be working as late as you're working tonight? I'm willing to work tonight. Like, I want to set you up for success. And if you're committed to your goals and you're ready to work late, like I'm committed to you. And so making sure that they know, like, we're in it together. I'm going to help you get to where you want to go, you know, and the harder you work, the harder I work for you. Right. But are we helping drive them, or are we just like, all right, see you tomorrow? That's not going to get you the pop that you want. Y'all, this is not that long. We're already in mid-June. This is going to fly. Like, it is literally going to fly. So are you actually helping get them bigger numbers? You know, when they come the next day, are you inviting them early on Friday for the last day of training? Are you getting, or do you know exactly where they're at? Are you looking and making sure where are their best 5 booked for? Are they booked for the weekend? And then who are their first 2 demos with? Are they 2 of their top 5? Or do we need to move stuff around? Because that makes a very big difference in the level of confidence that they have and the leads that they receive that will fuel their week. All right. Claudia, can you share after orientation what you're doing to help them grow their list, please? And put it in the chat box here as well for them.
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat box. I'll have to text it to my other phone.
Actually, just post it in the group me. Post it in the group
Okay.
me.
Okay, cool. I can do that. So after, I just always reminding him, guys, after y'all do the names list, that's not where it ends. It's just not what they put there on that piece of paper. The assignment isn't over. Even if they didn't win the prize, if you offer the prize, it's letting him know, like, your assignment starts, you know, tonight. So who do you know that has those numbers? Is it mom? Is it auntie? Is it grandma? For those people that you're missing, is it a friend's parent? So helping them again, continue to thought jog. So they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, auntie has these numbers, right? So they know who to go to. And then probably within the first 30 minutes to an hour of training ending, I want to get in contact with them, but immediately, because if you let time pass, like an hour or 2 hours, they could have run into someone who said something negative about the job. They could have, like, a lot can happen with that time frame there. And so I shoot them a text immediately. And the initial text that I send to them, it's just welcome to the team, excited to help you get off to a fast start. Wanted to make sure you got your app set up and answer any other questions you might have. That's very important because you'll have people that feel overwhelmed. Yeah, Spencer, it's a homie deal that I gave them. It's Noah. Okay, yeah. You'll have people who feel like little, huh?
He's calling
Fine,
you.
just call him,
Okay.
baby. Call him.
You'll have people feeling like, yeah, like a little overwhelmed with the app and they don't want to admit it. And I always want to make sure I have it set up, and you'll see why shortly. But I let them know, biggest focus for the night is getting you to 30 to 50 numbers collected or more. Let me know if you need any ideas on how to find more numbers. Our top people always have over 100 numbers ready to go. And then I separate it again, and I'm like, hey, lastly, I go, lastly, how many numbers do you currently have on your list? And so this person in particular messaged me back and said that they had 102. And so once they tell me how many they have on their list, so this is the only person that was already over 100, I send them a voice memo from me. In the voice memo, I can paste it like in the manager chat, but it's just like, hey, nice job. Just so I know how many of those numbers, because sometimes they think I meant names. How many of those names do you actually have numbers for? So I repeat myself again, they send it back, and then I want to know how many are max. And then I say, hey, just so you know, great job getting a head start. I'm also going to send you a video tonight to help you collect some more names and numbers using Facebook. And then I send them the 1 minute video of McCall, like 1 minute video of him going through Facebook, sending the message. And then from there, like a great example from this past training was Thane. Thane actually messaged me back after I asked him how many people did he have on his list. And he said, I currently have 11 numbers. He only had 11 after orientation. And I sent him that voice memo and I sent him Facebook, and he goes, hey, although I like the idea to use my parents' friends' numbers through Facebook, I really personally disapprove of having Facebook. Is there another popular way to collect numbers? All right. So I met him where he was, sent him a voice memo, and immediately gave him the information of how to utilize the Vector Impact app, just copy and paste the steps of how to get parents' numbers. Because I know sometimes that doesn't get done on orientation, but I give that to people one-on-one to not overwhelm like the group, how to do it via text, because now we're calling them anyway in orientation to get as many as possible. And then I send them the possible questions to save to a note. So Thane went from having 11 names and numbers after orientation to showing up to day 1 with 34.
Yep, so double.
Just based off of that. And now he's collected like 50 recommendations. He's got some confidence. He dropped a Siggy with steak this morning. He's almost at 3K and some other small sales. He's like 3 for 3 on the day.
Yep.
And then we had, I think in total, we had like 5 people over 100. One of them didn't show the next day, but for other reasons. But all in all, we had like over like 5 people with over 100 names and numbers like ready to go.
Yep, I love it. So questions, comments, I want to hear back. What's been- yeah, and Claudia, if you can post all those things, but I want to hear any questions you guys have. I think because it's time for sales. We're going to get some of our best recruits coming in right now with all the high school mailers that dropped, and high school graduations just finished this weekend. Cool. And so we get a lot more, like they're all done. Some of them, most of them finished last weekend. So most of the graduation finished last weekend. And so this week is like all the celebrations, grad parties finishing up. And then now it's like, all right, time to find a summer job, right? And so you're going to have some of those kids, and we want to be ready to really crush that. So I'd love to hear real quick, just takeaways from what we just covered, and or any questions you have.
Yeah, no, I love it. I can definitely see why it's very beneficial for them, because some of them, like, even while we give them time during orientation to come up with names and numbers, they kind of just sit there, and I'm like, okay, you're not gonna be anyone, like, what's going on? So just we try to like talk to them. And so it's really just about like sitting down and talking to mom, or talking to like that one person. And I mean, I'm used to doing it with John, kind of doing like the same thing. But it definitely helps a lot with their confidence, because many of them have had the same thing, where it's like they come and they're like, I don't have as many names and numbers. And I was like, it's okay, like that's something we can work on. So I love that. Thank you, Claudia.
Awesome. Other what was helpful? I want to hear at least what was helpful if we're not going to hear.
Definitely building their confidence in the amount of people that they actually have access to. Because even Johnny, he was worried about Facebook, and he talked to Lauren for a little bit and just did even just a little bit of it, and he got a Cutco customer that was connected to his mom. So just making them just do even a little bit can go a long way for them, especially with their confidence.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you're good, Kaden.
I was just gonna say, like, just like hearing y'all and like kind of helping me see like how important it is to like raise my expectations, so I set higher expectations, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, to go along with that, Caden, most of these guys have no idea what to expect. So if you don't paint a picture for them, they're looking at a blank canvas wondering, how the hell am I going to make this painting? right? And so when you can like pinpoint, like that's why these PCs are so crucial. Like if you do a really good job with your PC and like you focus on their top 5 people, you can literally paint exactly what's going to happen in those appointments. Like you're like, oh, they love to cook, man. That definitely sounds. But you ask, oh, what do you think they're gonna get? Probably a homemaker. Honestly, Caden, like that sounds more like a signature or a complete set. So just remember, go kill that presentation and call us. We'll see what kind of bundles we can have for them. And you'd be surprised how often that comes to fruition.
Today with Megan with the homemaker. I
It's
told her before her demo she was gonna sell a homemaker. She's like, I think it's my mom. She's gonna get like something small to help me.
Did
Like,
she
so I'm
just
like,
hit her
Megan.
60-day promo? She just hit her
What,
60-day.
no, no, that homie's for Noah that we're working on right now. Megan's done for the night. She has 2 for tomorrow
Okay, cool.
and space for 1 more.
Any other takeaways from tonight's call?
I was just gonna say, I
Or
don't know how
good
much time we
reminders.
have. If you just wanted me to show really quickly about the missed opportunities in the app, kind of like with
Oh,
Ricky.
yes. Yes, please.
Because I just did this with Israel, and he went from having like 5 people marked as max to like a multiple. And he's not someone that's like a gunner, or he's not even in his fast start, but you know,
Yeah.
he's a
This
focus
is the
500.
last thing for tonight, y'all, but this is so huge to start utilizing immediately. You guys, we've never gone through this. She actually was just showing me this for the first time. I was learning this Friday. So everyone, please pay attention right now.
Before she goes through this, I just want to say one thing that I've really observed from what Claudia did this week. Everyone showed up so much differently for day 3, like excited, expecting to sell. Like it was just a different game plan. When they have more people, when they have more numbers, they come in with a lot more confidence.
And if you could pull like 2 to 3 people back during the first 2 days on the job, like a re-pull back, that's kind of like what I did. So Spencer, I just shared you like Eric's stuff. Like I kind of did a re-pull back. I didn't get to talk to you or Kathy about it, but I pulled back Megan, I pulled back Eric, I pulled back Noah, and even I let Aiden get in on the assignment the other day. They already have their goals done, like completed. Like they're gonna crush goals tomorrow. In terms like a full-on goals script, they already have. Like Spencer just read Eric's goals and he's like, who is this kid? Like, is he on our team? I'm like, heck yeah. But yeah, like if you can pull back like 3 people and just lock in their goals, like that's gonna, like their second week, like they're gonna take off. And then that's something that I got from like, you know, re-chatting with Matt King. Yeah, so I'll just go to Ricky's because it was, and then I'll show another example. But guys, in Web PDI, for those of you who aren't as Web PDI savvy, you can see their entire Vector Impact app, right? So you just go to actions and then you click on VI reports. And what's really cool is you're starting to utilize this tool to move the needle in their business and also like for your office, right? So something that was really funny the other day, Ricky had the other day is like 430 referrals or something like that, 440 referrals. And it said that he had 120 3-star prospects, which means they're full-blown max if your people are categorized in the app. And what I found is most people aren't, not even your Rickies who are over 20K. They're not categorizing your app. If I went through Naomi's app right now, not to pick on you, Naomi, I'm sure all 2,000 of your people aren't categorized. So you're losing momentum in your business. All right, especially going into push. All of you guys should have I had Ricky take 30 minutes before bed and do this for the past 3 days, and he finished. He had over 270 people that weren't even categorized. And he got that done. And so when you scroll down and you see the target list section, just click that little box there. And what you want to see, a healthy Vector Impact profile has these green bubbles. I mean, these blue bubbles here. Everything's blue. All right. And these are people that Ricky hasn't even booked yet. Okay. It shows the attempts that he's made. It'll show you who's if they've been set, but I can set it to individuals, to people who haven't been set. He had a fear. He was like, I have no one else to call. And so I pulled up his profile, and this is healthy to do in a PC, guys, like the pop fear bubbles. I pulled up his profile, okay, and I was like just going through it casually, and I'm like, okay, Ricky, and I'm just scrolling down, and I even filtered it to the people who have Cutco. He has like 40 people who own Cutco that he hasn't even booked the demo with. By the way, as you can see, has Cutco, those blue bubbles. I'm like, oh, okay, just walking through. Oh, nice. I'm like, how do you know Ashlyn B? And yeah, but the number one thing that we noticed is that he's missing a lot of opportunities because he's only calling people once. If you're not teaching your people to double tap, if you've heard me run training, I talk about double tap text all the time. It's not worrying people. It's just the international sign of, hey, I need to speak to you, right? Most people have their phones on do not disturb or they're, sleep mode anyway. So you have to call twice to get through. Say it just like that because it's more relatable. All right. But yeah, making sure their app is categorized, because when you do this, the app, it automatically, so these are just people with Cutco. But I can go back to like all so you can see. Moral of the story, he has over 250 Macs that he hasn't even booked the demo with. I literally told him, I said, if Francisco had your list, he would sell, $250,000 because his average order is $1,000. You have 250 people that Macs that you haven't even seen yet, right? So just like painting that picture and just showing them like there's people there. The kid Israel, I had him do it with me like the first few, and I was like, hey, if it's someone that you're unsure of, like it said like Miss Tina, I'm like, how'd you get her number? And he goes, oh, my mom gave it to me. Okay, cool. So start a list right now, write down Miss Tina. We know she's over 30, so put she's over 30 in the app. And put married ? Beside her name, homeowner ? And we just started this running list with Israel so he can go to his mom and just quickly check that stuff off and update his app. And so really using this, another thing is with PRs, when we're doing the PR approach, a great example is not going to be Ricky's, the last part I'll show you so you guys can maximize PRs. Oh, we took her out of here already, but let's just try CJ. See what we get here. Okay, cool. A great example, if you come over to CJ's contact summary, he has 442 contacts in his phone. And he has 141 in the system. So in the system means that they're prospects. He has 141 potential prospects. So if you just take those, you just need those first two lines. Don't worry about everything else. If you just take 442 and subtract 141, he has 301 potential people who could be PRs. They're not prospects because he didn't mark them as. So that means all these people are under 29 or it's a business or something like that. But if he swiped left on his businesses, it will filter those out. But he has 301 potential PRs. You can go look at Vector Live and see how many PRs that person actually uploaded and use that to drive them to the next level. You already know how many contacts they have in their phone. Now, you're not saying, well, I know you have 301 contacts in your phone, CJ, so why'd you only give me 40? You're not doing that. But you know how to, push that person to the next level. But that's pretty much it, Kathy. It's just, you guys just need to try it in a PC with the rep. And you can look at it beforehand before you meet with that PC, before you meet with that person, before you dive in. But that's going to be a huge needle mover. So I've been trying to get through everyone's Vector Impact profiles and like making a list here of who I need to meet with. Because even like our top reps, like Ricky didn't even have his entire app, categorized. He didn't know who all of his Macs were. He didn't know who. And so if your business is out of order, you're going to feel a little, jumpy. So well, that's it. That's all I got.